anything with a battery and a connection, a remote connection, in any type of way where it reaches the outside of that device is hackable or has been hacked. When it comes to 0 days and 0-click exploits, it doesn't require any user interaction, and you will not know that your phone's infected.
In today's digital age, your smartphone holds an immense amount of personal information, from bank details to private conversations, making it a prime target for hackers.
Let's go through all the things that you personally could hack if you wanted to.
I mean, it's countless, but I could give you some major daily things.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some of the devices. Those devices you have right here. Let's talk about all the stuff you can hack into.
I mean, anything with a battery and a connection, a remote connection, in any type of way where it reaches the outside of that device is hackable or has been hacked.
While manufacturers include security features, ethical hackers demonstrate just how easily these devices can be compromised if users aren't vigilant.
We live in a day and age where you're getting spam calls every 5 minutes, you're getting spam texts every 5 minutes, and a new marketing email's coming in every 2 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to worry about that stuff? If I open a text, could I be hacked just from opening the text?
Technically, yes. I mean, like I said earlier, the 0-click attacks that they're willing to pay a ton of money for, there's government agencies that already have them, you know? There was one going around for quite a long time. There was one going around for quite a long time called Pegasus. And then there was another one called Pegasus 2.0. And it didn't require any user interaction from anyone. You would just send to a phone number. They'd have full remote access to your phone.
Even without opening the text?
Without opening anything.
Holy
The terrifying thing about 0-day vulnerabilities and 0-click attacks is that you won't even know your phone is compromised. Everything happens without any user involvement.
How do you defend against something like that? Yeah.
You can't. There's no way to defend yourself. That's why they're so valuable, because there's nothing you can do.
How do most hackers get in? Do you have to click a link?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's a link, sometimes it's a file, sometimes it's a photo, sometimes it's a chain of exploits of multiple things that turn into it. It could be a Word document. It could be anything. When it comes to 0 days and 0-click exploits, it doesn't require any user interaction, and you will not know that your phone's infected.
Another dangerous threat lies in connecting to public Wi-Fi networks, which, without proper encryption, can easily be intercepted by cybercriminals looking to steal sensitive information.
What are these devices here?
This is a water bottle. So this right here is this is a Flipper Zero with some custom modifications. And it does a lot. So this is just a proof of concept device, but when you start to add your own little additions onto it like this, let me enable, for example, Wi-Fi. I'm not gonna hack your Wi-Fi, but I'll give you a little example of what I could do. I'll just do something stupid, but. Okay, and then we'll do, I'm not gonna shut your network down. Okay, so now if I can show you on my phone, or you can look at your phone, but you'll see that instead of me mirroring your network, I just created a bunch of fake networks. So all of these networks here, they probably appear to be legitimate, right?
Yeah.
But they're not.
These are all fake networks?
They're all powered by me. So as soon as you connect to any of those, I have your password, I have anything in between. So that's one thing, that's just Wi-Fi.
And you just, oh man.
With a simple Wi-Fi hack, attackers can gain access to everything from personal emails to banking information, all without ever physically touching your device.
Is this how people are stealing information?
This is one of many ways.
In airport.
In an airport? Oh yeah, I mean airport, Starbucks. When you, it's called a man-in-the-middle attack. So if I'm on the same network as you, I can essentially control the traffic, as if I was the modem or router. So instead of when you type google.com, instead of your computer telling the router you want google.com, you're telling my computer you want google.com, and I'm giving you what I'm telling you google.com is. So it would be called a DNS attack. So.
Is this what people are using in the airports when there's?
Not this specific device. This is just something that I concocted together. But the flipper you can buy, this thing on the top here is custom.
I guess what I'm asking is this the method? So what is like Wi-Fi flight or GoGo?
GoGo in-flight?
Yes,
Oh,
GoGo.
well, they're actually, I mean, you can hack anything, but GoGo in-flight, they have a pretty good segment on their network, so you're pretty safe with GoGo. There's a chance of getting hacked, but not the same as like a Starbucks or here, like, your network has to be segmented into chunks.
Okay.
And GoGo segments it pretty well.
Okay. I guess what I'm saying is, could you create a fake Wi-Fi network with that thing that says GoGo in flight 1?
Yeah,
people are
I could
like,
do that
oh, that
now.
must be it.
I could do that here. I mean, I can make any. They're called BSSIDs, the name of a network. You could do that with any name, but instead of that, what you do is you just scan the local area, and then I know all the networks names around here, and then I'll target all of them at the same time, so that way anyone in this complex or where we're at, anyone that connects to a network is going to think it's their network, and they're going to connect to me instead.
Holy shit.
That's just one of many Wi-Fi attacks, so there's many ways.
Yeah.
Hackers can easily exploit public Wi-Fi hotspots to carry out man-in-the-middle attacks, intercepting your communications and stealing sensitive data in real time.
What else can this thing do? This thing's like the size of the palm of your hand.
Yeah, well, with this little, custom extension, especially when I have these aren't the big antennas, but I got big antennas because, I want to get long range. But, that's Wi-Fi. This side of things is also Wi-Fi, but also it's an NRF 24, so it does wireless mice and keyboards. So if you use a wireless mouse and keyboard, not every single one of them is vulnerable, but a lot of them are. I'd highly recommend you go back to wired, even though it sounds old school. That's what you should do, because I could control your mouse and keyboard with this device and send keystrokes way faster than you can type them, and take over your computer without even having to see you or it. So I could do that through the wall.
This is scaring the shit out of me. How many devices do you think we have that are connected to a Chinese server? And what would they be getting out of it?
I mean, it's all about data nowadays. So, I think that data is the most important thing to them because it's worth money, and advertising dollars would be spent better for with targeted demographics. So I think that they're using that information to target you on the stuff that you need. If you or someone that you love is looking up something, obviously Google's going to figure out how to target you on that thing and then sell that data to other people, and they call it retargeting. Whereas if they have access to your direct network and they can see things that you didn't even fully search out, or you're typing on a different application, like a chat application where you're not even searching about it, you're just talking about it, that data is very valuable because they know about something before Google does or some other large data broker.
Interesting.
Securing your phone isn't just an option, it's a necessity. Simple steps like using strong passwords and enabling two-factor authentication can be the difference between safety and exposure.
What are 5 simple things that people can do to protect themselves from hackers?
Use a password manager, install an antivirus, or consult with an IT company that has cybersecurity expertise, or a cybersecurity company. One of those many options, but talk to somebody unless you're an expert yourself. Use an RFID blocking wallet. And potentially, if you want to be extra safe, use a key fob that has an RFID shield on it. That way your key fob doesn't work outside of that shield, can't be cloned. Some cars require, tap to start. So, use something like that. Be careful with the websites that you're visiting. If the browser's telling you the site looks unsafe, then it's probably unsafe. And if if you're told otherwise, make sure who's telling you otherwise is legitimate. And, just be careful. I mean, just use your common sense. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is.
Hackers also use fake chargers, tricking users into plugging their phones into compromised devices that can steal data or install malware without the user's knowledge.
Something I would use to charge my phone.
Yeah.
With a charger, yeah.
And, that's... So I have every single charger you can imagine in here,
Okay.
all of them, right? So actually what this is, the reason why I have this little orange thing here is because there is no way I'd ever know that this was a charger. That this was not a charger without this orange tag, because it is that perfect. So the NSA is selling these for $20,000. And I have a friend, MG, he goes by, who is selling them for, a couple $100s a piece. And I have a bunch of them I can show you. But this one I preloaded with something cool that you'll appreciate.
Okay.
So this is a charger that will work. I could hand this to you and say, hey, here's my charger, man, or replace yours, right? Whatever you got plugged in, I'm sure I have a replacement for that.
Okay.
You bring this home, it could act like a charger forever, but as soon as this plugs in, inside of this tiny little plastic right here, inside of this is a Wi-Fi chip, a mini computer, and this thing emulates a keyboard and can type at 860 characters per second. It is so dangerous, man. It's just, I have so many gadgets with me, and we probably don't have enough time to go through. I mean, I have literally 50 plus gadgets with me, so yeah, I'll show you a couple of them, but don't wanna go too crazy. Yeah, that's a European site that you can buy it from.
Yeah, right there. It says complete wireless pen testing, payload platform invisibility embed inside a cable. Originally a clandestine NSA tool costing over $20,000. Now available to everyone. $200.
Yeah, there's a name for it too. I think I can't remember the exact name the NSA was calling it, but you could see the actual government document with the cost for exactly the same thing.
So now what does this do?
So I'm going to show you what it does, but it can monitor your keystrokes. So you can put this in line in between your
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can put this in line in between your keyboard and your computer. I could put this in straight into your phone. I could put this, I can type keys at, like I said, at 860 words per second. I can leave it there and come back later. This thing has its own Wi-Fi network that I connect to inside of this. And then if you were to, you can match this up to yours and see it's absolutely identical.
A seemingly innocent data cable can be used by hackers to launch juice-jacking attacks, where they steal data or install malicious software as your phone charges.
100% same thing.
Yeah, so if you didn't have that little orange thing on there, you'd easily lose that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
is the one you have, is that the new design, or is that the...
I couldn't even tell you. This is just...
Well, I just meant, is it the woven one, or
this
is that
is the one that's the Apple one. This is actual Apple.
Okay, so let me show you the Apple one while my computer is booting. I don't know why it's not booted up yet. I have so many of them. He gave me a ton. Yeah, here, look at this one. That is not an Apple charger.
This is the same thing as the other one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so let's just say you give this to somebody you're spying on, okay? They put it to charge. You're now seeing who I'm texting, what I'm doing, videos I'm playing, everything I'm doing, you're seeing all of it.
Not texting, because I can't, but on the computer, yes. Yeah, on the phone, I'm able to inject keystrokes into the phone. Let's say I want to install a virus on your Android or something. I could do that with that device, but I can't tell what you're typing. On your computer, I can tell what you're typing. So these things are wild.
$200.
Yeah, per cable,
Who buys them? Who uses them?
So they're intended for penetration testers like myself to do the right thing. But threat actors can buy them as well. All right, so let's get this thing.
They're intended for penetration tests that you do for companies.
Yes. Okay, so make sure everything's plugged in. We're not on any. Yeah, there's no internet here. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, and you can see here that without this this orange thing I have on here just so I don't lose it with my actual charger.
Yep.
But I don't have to have that on here. I just don't wanna lose it. So I'm gonna plug this into USB-C, which you can pick whatever one you want. So that's plugged into USB-C. This side I'm not gonna connect to anything. I could charge my phone with it. I could do whatever I want with it. But what I'm gonna do is on my phone, I'm gonna go to Wi-Fi. I'm gonna click OMG. Now I just created a network from this cable that's plugged in. It's
So
not
that's
plugged into
not
anything.
we don't have an OMG network here.
No.
Okay.
No, and this is not plugged into anything.
Okay.
So this is creating a Wi-Fi network.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to it in my browser. And then I have an interface here that I can connect with. So I'm gonna go in the file menu, I'm gonna load payload 1. There we go. All right, so ready? Now I'm gonna hit build and run, which I could be very far away from the computer. This is just showing an example of it. See how fast that's typing?
What's it doing?
It's typing PBD
Get outta
podcast and
here.
0 Day was here.
Get out of
So
here.
that could have been anything.
Yeah.
That could have been a malicious command. That could have been a virus that it downloaded. That could have been anything that I wanted it to be. And I have now remote control over this cable that if I plug right into my phone, watch, plug it into my phone,
Charges.
charging. You would have no idea that this implant is in your house.
Just because there's a Wi-Fi in here?
And more. There's more in there. I'm just simplifying it.
It weighs the same, looks the same, and feels the same, yet beneath its ordinary exterior, this hides a level of danger that could compromise your privacy, security, and even your safety without you ever knowing.
So this is like a small little computer.
Yeah. Yeah, and it weighs the same, looks the same, feels the same. You would never know that thing is extremely dangerous.
And so this is used for an ethical person to do a penetration test on a company. What does an unethical hacker do with that tool right there?
An unethical hacker can use this tool to steal people's credentials, to monitor and to spy on people, to look through your webcam, to try to get access to your network, to your phone, they're going to do it for they're bad things. An ethical hacker is going to try to access your computer, to access other computers, to try to take over your company, so that you can show where the weaknesses are, so you can make it better. So it's essentially the same concepts though. But one has a good goal in mind, the other one has, screwing someone over in mind. So the way that I would recommend protecting yourself from this would be with what's called a data blocker, right? So a data blocker is something like this. I'll show you. Okay.
Ultimately, by staying informed about the threats that exist and following basic security practices, such as avoiding suspicious links and regularly updating your software, you can significantly reduce the risk of your phone being hacked.
So there's two things here I want to show you. So you can buy a data blocker for about $5 on Amazon. You can plug any USB device into it, and it's only going to limit it to charging, so that even if it is a malicious cable, it can't be abused. This is funny. So this was kind of a joke that my friend, he made this, but it's a product he sells. It's a data blocker called the Unblocker that blocks these attacks, but also has payloads in it to do the same thing. So it's a USB data blocker and looks just like one, but also does what you just saw. It allows you to inject wireless keystrokes and monitor keys, etc.
So that is for what? That is for somebody to protect themselves against what somebody could do then?
Yeah.
And that's how much? $5?
No, this one's like $150.
That's $150.
Yeah, this is.
Who needs that?
I mean, I don't think you need it. I think it's safer to use a real data blocker, pay $5-10 on Amazon for one. This one's more of just a joke. Like, here's a data blocker that I'll swap yours out with, and then I can inject payloads through your data blocker.
Is that like an RFID or no? That's different.
No, it's different. I'll show
Okay.
you that in a second,
Got it.
actually. And this is the malicious cable detector, which is his other thing, and I feel like I'm promoting the crap out of him right now, and I'm trying.
I'm sure
not
he's
to-
appreciating. I'm sure he's getting a lot of business right now.
Well, I hope so, but he's such a nice guy. He was a help desk guy that ended up doing extremely cool things in the hacking world. But this is a malicious cable detector that he also sells, that if you want to be extra overboard, you can buy, plug it into this, and it'll tell you if it's a malicious cable or not.